You're live.
I now call 1 September 2021 meeting of the Scottsdale Veterans Advisory Commission to order. Will our staff liaison please call the roll?
Yes, I will. Chair Palmer.
Here.
Vice Chair Polk.
Present.
Commissioner Regal.
Present.
Commissioner Stemple.
Here.
Commissioner Zymek.
Here.
And Commissioners Dominic and Monroe indicated they would not be able to be with us this evening. Chair Palmer, you do have a quorum.
Next on the agenda, discussion and possible action to approve our 5 June 2021 Veterans Advisory Commission minutes and meetings. Are there any comments or corrections on the minutes? And I think I got the date wrong, so if you can correct that. And if not, I'll entertain a motion from the commission.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes.
Excuse me, Chair. Would you mind
Yes.
identifying who made the motion in the second, please?
It was moved by Commissioner Regal, seconded by Commissioner Stemple.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, actually, Commissioner Dominic was going to give us an update on the Veterans Administration. I asked her if she would be willing to do that every meeting, just so we could get a current status on it. But she's called away, so we're going to pass on that agenda item for today and move on to the next one. And the next on the agenda is an update and discussion on the Veterans AZ video series presented by Kelly Corset.
Thank you very much, Chair Palmer and members of the commission. I just wanted to give you a quick update on the series and have a little bit of conversation for us in terms of thinking about possibilities for future episodes. But at this point, we've produced and aired 4 episodes of the Veterans AZ video series. In addition to the 4 packaged episodes, we have, I think it's 6 standalone interviews, which then get edited down and put into the different episodes. So I think we have 13 different videos that we've produced total. We have episode number 5 is in production, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. Overall, we have on our YouTube channel alone more than 1,000 video views for the different videos. I believe there are 8 different cities that are airing the program, including Scottsdale, of course. And so we're happy with the distribution and the number of eyes that are getting on the episodes. We, of course, hope to grow that in the future. We, as I indicated, shot, well, I mentioned that the 5th episode is in production. That one will feature 2 Gold Star families that we interviewed. It was a great conversation, and we're in the editing process on that episode because September 26th, I believe it is Gold Star Families Day. And so we want to have that episode out in recognition of that day. September 26th is Gold Star Mothers and Families Day. So it was a good conversation on a topic that that not a lot of people, I think, know much about or think about. So we're looking forward to getting that one wrapped up. We have 2 other interviews that we're working on for the October episode. We actually have a shoot scheduled with Dogs for Vets. And thanks, Commissioner Zymek, for helping us make that connection with Dogs for Vets. And they have a facility in Gilbert where they train animals and introduce them to veterans who those animals will help support. So we're actually going to go out to that facility and shoot an interview and a package there. And we'll be doing that. I believe it's next week. We're shooting out there. And then we're also communicating with Manna House. And thank you, Commissioner Regal and the American Legion folks for helping us connect with Manna House. We're still trying to get that arranged, but look forward to hopefully profiling the Marine, Army, Navy, Air Force House for homeless veterans. And looking forward to profiling that laudable operation as well. So both of those we are hoping to have ready and include in our October episode. And then earlier this week, I had a wonderful conversation with representatives from the Elizabeth Dole Foundation, their Hidden Heroes program for caregivers of wounded and injured veterans. And they actually have several, well, they have quite a few here in Arizona. And I was on a Zoom call with a few of their fellows who are leaders in the area. And we had a really great conversation. And I think we will do probably more than one interview and profile of that program. They have a lot of different elements to programs that are providing for family members who are caring for, in most cases, very seriously wounded veterans, be they one woman, it's her husband, another woman, it's her son. And so we really look forward to profiling those stories and those people and hoping to get some more attention for that program. So I think that'll be something that we do more than once, touch on that. And in fact, they might be able to commit to kind of providing us a series of short topics that we can feature. For several years, Scottsdale has been a partner city for the Hometown Heroes program, and really all that entails is us helping to promote it within our community. And so we're looking forward to having some more robust content that we can use to help promote it, not just in Scottsdale, but across the state of Arizona through the Veterans AZ program. And we think that would be great content for Veterans Day for the November episode. And so we're working toward that end. So that's really where we stand at this point with the Veterans AZ program. And I'm interested to hear your thoughts, and particularly if you've got additional ideas for people we can talk to or programs or organizations we can profile. It's a series is a great thing, but it's also a commitment. We've really got to feed the beast, so to speak, and try to get as much of this scheduled and in a steady beat of production as we can. And so the more ideas, the merrier, things that we can work on arranging, even if it's a few months out. So I send that back to the commission and for our conversation and any ideas you have now. Thank you.
Well, I just want to start out by congratulating you on everything that you've done on this, Gilly. I mean, that's probably our biggest achievements. What you've done with the website, as well as what you've done with the shows, which are kind of awesome there, especially linking up to the other TV channels. So I have some other thoughts that I'll get to you later on who might be an opportunity one, but great that the whole commission can do that piece. So I just open it up to anybody else on the commission.
Thank you. And I will note that you do have a hand up from Commissioner Zymek on Zoom. So when you want to pitch to him. Commissioner Zymek?
I'm here. Yeah, I would just like to echo what you said about Kelly and all the work he and his team have done with the program. And whether it's the time to share it or not, I've got another idea that would be great. And it is a couple months out. And that is for the Thunderbird Veterans Memorial Veterans Day event on Saturday, November 6th. Our honored guest is one of 3 living Pearl Harbor survivors, a guy by the name of Jack Holder. And it might be a good time that he can be interviewed. I know at our event, he is going to take the podium for 20 minutes and talk about his career and what he's done, because he was both in the Navy and he was a naval aviator and on the ground. So it could be a good one to give you some info for the show.
I can't think of a better guy there, Steve.
Commissioner Zymek, you had a question. Make sure you use your mic, Commissioner Stemple.
What are the hours for that deal?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be starting at 5 o'clock underneath the Stearman at the Veterans Memorial. And then we go upstairs to the Thunderbird and Stearman room. And to give you the whole schedule, it's a quick one. We'll start with the national anthem. And then the Luke Air Force Base Honor Guard will be doing the POW MIA ceremony. And then we'll be having the Scottsdale, Mike, I forgot his last name, don't have it with me, of the Scottsdale Fire Department. Pipes and drums will be playing the retreat, and after the POW MIA ceremony, then Jack Holder will be taking the podium. And then we have all the food, and a band will be playing 40s type music all evening during the food at 9 o'clock. The special surprise that I'll tell you guys, and don't put it in the minutes, is going to be, we have skydivers coming down at 9 o'clock in the evening with all their flares and everything going. And it'll be a silent auction. We are in the process of setting up all the pricing for tables and individual seats. It's going to be a little bit different this year. In fact, past years before COVID, we had it in the hangar with 450, 500 people. This year, we're testing the waters again, and there'll only be 200 people upstairs in the banquet facilities. And so we've had to scale it back considerably, but we're all excited.
Steve, this is Mike. Quick question.
Yes.
Is this any similar to the one we did a few years back where folks were supposed to wear their uniforms circa 1940s?
Yes, same type of thing. In fact, all the flyers, I'll get one out to everybody. When we did it a few years ago, probably close to 70% of all the people were wearing 1940s regalia, uniforms, dresses, the pinstripe suits, the whole 9 yards. So we're anticipating the same thing to happen.
Mine still fits, and it's the same one they wore in the 40s.
Oh, it's probably yours, huh?
Thank you.
Are you gonna, you said you're gonna have a flyer or something on it? This is Joel Stemple.
Yes. What I'll do is I'll send it, the save the date flyer out to Kelly tomorrow. And if Kelly, if you would send it out to the rest of the commission, that would be great.
I will.
Thank you.
Kelly, along that line, do you want to highlight the city's plan for Veterans Day?
I will. You have a hand up from Vice Chair Polk.
Thank you. Has there been talk of one of your series profiling women in the military?
Not specifically, Vice Chair Polk. I think we do have, we had at least one woman veteran that was on our long list and I wasn't able to connect with, but I think it's a wonderful topic. There's actually, there's a couple of people that I have a long, it's not real long, but a list of potential ideas. And I think there may be a time of year where that would be great. So I think it's a wonderful topic and certainly am interested in that.
Yes, if you decide to move forward with that, I'd be happy to help you with that and partner in any way. And even if it's reaching out or helping connect with people.
Thank you. I will take you up on that.
Kelly, I just sent to everybody here the flyer from Steve. Okay, so you all have it. I emailed it to you.
How'd you get it? Oh, I sent it to you last week, but that was the one with the punctuation mess up, but that's okay.
I considered that the source.
I hear. Well, while I have it, I know I'm out of line a little bit, but as far as women veterans, we've got probably the best one that we all know is Joan Fadala.
Thank you, Commissioner Zymek. That's a great point. I always enjoy working with Joan, and she'd be great to be a part of that as well. Certainly. Chair Palmer, if I may, to respond to your question, and it does tie back to what Commissioner Zymek, the T-Bird 2 Memorial Organizations event. Scottsdale will do an in-person Veterans Day commemoration on November 11th at our standard 3 p.m. start time at the Railroad Park. Our keynote speaker is the sponsor of the new USS Arizona. And we heard earlier, the commission a few months ago heard from the gentleman who's involved in the USS Arizona, the new attack submarine USS Arizona and he's on the Gilbert Veterans Advisory Commission. So,
He's not anymore.
oh, he's formerly, but he's still involved in the USS Arizona. She will be our keynote speaker, and then Commissioner Dominic helped us connect with a younger Army veteran who now works with her at the VA, and he'll be one of our other speakers at the Scottsdale event. So we're looking forward to that, and it's an interesting tie with the USS Arizona and Pearl Harbor. So
And that's going to start at 1500.
1500 at the Railroad Park on Veterans Day.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, Joel.
I just got something from the chair of the Pearl Harbor celebration on December 7th, I guess, or I think it's December 7th, Pearl Harbor. It's going to be held down Wesley Boland, and it's going to start at 10:55, I believe. And I think they have veterans of, if they're still with us, of Pearl Harbor, and it takes about an hour or so, and they have several speakers. I think the governor's usually there. So that starts at, again, 10:55, and that's on, I believe it's December 7th.
Thank you, Commissioner Stemple. I've made a note of that, and we'll see what more information we can find on it.
Any other comments? Next on the agenda is update and discussion of possible direction regarding the VAC work plan. And I will put this on as a standard agenda as we've worked through it, but I have no updates from my side. I was just wondering if anybody else did, other than the great work that Kelly's been doing. Okay. Next on the agenda is commissioner members' reports, updates, suggestion for future agenda items. And the next meeting will be 6 October, correct, Kelly? On 2021 at 1700.
That is correct.
Does anyone in the commission have any topics specific for next time? Or if they do, get them to Kelly here later this month so we can get it onto the schedule.
Chair Palmer, you do have two hands raised, just so you know.
So something, I know that moving forward, it sounds like we're going to have Commissioner Dominic, speak to us on a regular basis at the meetings. One thing I would like to see her just give a presentation about is actually how easy it is to sign up for your VA benefits, your medical benefits. I just did that. I don't know why I waited so long, but I finally registered. It took less than 30 minutes online, as long as you have the proper documents. And I got a call back and email almost immediately following up, just confirming and letting me know what the next step is. So I just think that especially for younger veterans, unless you're a younger veteran who's disabled in some way, you don't really know that is available to you. I was under the misconception, and I think we talked about this at one of our meetings, I was under the misconception that because I, quote unquote, didn't serve in a war or wasn't disabled in some way, I didn't qualify for those benefits. And I firmly believe that there's a number of people like me that have that, don't have the best information on those opportunities out there. So I would like to see her either speak to that or maybe bring someone in and possibly have links on our website that people can tap into. Thank you.
This is Chair Palmer, just to reinforce that, because I do a lot of mentoring of veterans that either transitioning or otherwise. And that includes older ones that served and, might only serve for a short period of time and think they aren't do anything, and they're do a lot. There's a lot of benefits, especially for those that are, maybe facing life challenges that the VA can help. So I'd reinforce that piece that we put it out And on a personal note, I wrote a whole manual on that because we were running into that with classmates and stuff. So if anybody here is interested, I'm happy to share that manual with you on that process, on all kinds of transitions. Actually, we're in the process of updating it, so I'll get it out to everybody.
I'd like to make a comment on that if I could. I think I've been with the VA, I think since I lived in Colorado in the 90s. And one of the misconceptions, I think, is that some people are excluded because of income or basically for income, that they have too much income. Is that really so?
So what I understand, and Deb will probably give you a much better detail, but as my understanding is, and I work with a lawyer who worked with VA, so everybody's entitled, if you served federal service, and there's nuance, if you served National Guard, but not federal, you don't get VA coverage. But if you served any time and have your 214, you're entitled to medical benefits. The difference might be is you may have a copay because of whatever your, unless it's military attributed. One thing, and well, I'll put out here, I'm not sure, you probably all know this, but if you're retiring from the military, or if you're leaving the military, you apply for the medical benefits before you leave and have the physical done, because then any medical things that you're due based on medical time is retroactive to your retirement date. So for example, you did it now. So if you had anything that occurred during your time frame, it'll only be good from the time you've entered versus retroactive. So it's key for anybody that's mentoring kids that are leaving. I don't care if they're a private or whatever, apply for the VA, get your medical records in, because even if they don't give you a percentage, you're covered for that. If they say it happened on military duty, then you don't have to go back and prove it later as part of the issue. So I just, it's amazing what opportunities and for spouses of veterans and the benefit spouses of veterans are entitled to as well. So there's lots of benefits out there that a lot of people don't know about. So I'd encourage you to understand that. So, and happy to have any discussion offline, but Deb is probably the expert on it.
So I would also just add, a part of my registration, what I also recognized is that the VA is truly trying to reach out to female veterans because they're trying to get the word out that they're building up the care that women need. Obviously, it's different than men. So they really are trying to do a robust program to not only reach out to female veterans, but improve the care that we need, at whatever age we're at. So that was very impressive too, the little bit that I've read and been in contact with.
And along that line, given that with the current Afghan situation, I think, Kelly, you passed out the VA email we all received, and Chief of Army. The key is mental health has been an area that hasn't been well covered by VA or any hospital, basically. So I like to call them cognitive injuries because they didn't enter that way. They exited that way. So it was an injury just like they got shot or something else. So the key is the VA has definitely stepped up its cognitive treatments for our veterans along that line. And there was a nice reach out given Afghanistan because some are struggling with, what went on and the pullout after 20 years. So again, applaud the VA for that piece, but in the active services, I know the Army, I haven't checked the other services. The Army definitely reached out at all senior levels to do that piece.
My turn.
If I might clarify one thing that I think Mike brought up about income and getting VA benefits, I can say from a personal experience, that is correct, only for a disability. If you have an income or a service-related disability, in 2013, a bill was passed in Congress that limited your ability to take benefits if you make a certain amount of income. And so that in fact is in play with certain disabilities. But I don't know about all disabilities.
Okay. Steve, my only comment was, well, one, I had twofold here. Pete, thank you for bringing that up. When I retired, I was told, you're not eligible for anything. You don't have any disabilities. And you get your TRICARE, so, and that's fine, I've got TRICARE for life and I've got my Medicare and whatever everybody else has to go do. So but there is some incongruous comments about that. So if you've got something, it'd be nice to be able to pass out, especially to my vets that are still down at the Legion. Offline, we can work that. I can get that.
Yeah.
The second
So
thing.
I think too, having Debbie make the presentation is a great idea.
Yep. Secondly, and again, we're kind of getting to the end. I just want to thank everybody. This is my last meeting I'm going to be at. I pass that on to Kelly. My mother passed away last week. I'm going to be off to back to Nebraska here, starting towards the end of the month, kind of getting everything situated and taking care of business, so to speak. So been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Best of luck. I'll be watching you all the time online to see what's going on, looking over your shoulder. So thank you all.
Chair Palmer. Excuse me, this is Joel. I wanted to mention as far as speakers or interviews are concerned, I was thinking about it. I don't know, is Wanda Wright still in charge of the Department of Veterans Affairs for Arizona? Do you know that? I don't know. So I heard yes and I heard no. But anyway, that would be an interesting person to talk to, the director of that, and to go over the work that they do and the money grants that they provide different veterans organizations throughout the state. And I think in every January, I've been there for 4 or 5 years now, where we review grants and make recommendations. So that's just something that I thought maybe you might be interested in doing for as far as an interview. I think that would be really good. Okay, thanks.
Are there any other comments or updates for agenda item 6? If there are none, then I better look over here because I keep missing.
No, I just wanted to share. Thank you, Mike, for helping us through the years. You will definitely be missed, and we've appreciated your input and your help and your direction, and best of luck to you and your family.
Well, let me second that. I was going to get it on the side here afterwards, but also it would appreciate your continued engagement with the commission, obviously, because you're well doing great things for our vets in our community. I appreciate what you've done, Mike.
I have a question. Our next meeting is the 6th of October. That's what you said? And is that the last meeting for people like me that we're expiring, or whatever you call it?
Chair Palmer, Commissioner Stemple, members of the commission, you can continue to serve until someone is appointed to fill your spot. So we have 3 commissioners whose term expires in October, later in October, and that's Commissioner Stemple, Commissioner Regal, Commissioner Ziamek. And it sounds like you're not going to apply for reappointment.
Right.
And so I can get clarification on that, but and I'm not sure what the schedule is for the council to consider replacements, appointing new members to fill those seats. So it's possible that you could still technically be a member of the commission in November if the council has not appointed someone to fill your seat yet. That doesn't necessarily compel you to come and attend, but if you're still on the commission.
No, I'd be happy for continuity and so forth, if that's okay to do.
Yeah, that is how it's set up. And I was looking at the bylaws earlier, and it does read that you serve until someone is appointed to take your seat.
Okay, thanks.
Are there any other applicants that you know of, Kelly?
Commissioner Zymek, I have not consulted with the city clerk's office yet. I know they did send out notice to those of you whose terms were expiring and gave you the link to reapply if you were choosing to do that. I'll circle back with them, and I think we can also do some recruiting just to let the community know that we've got some vacancies coming up, and certainly would encourage those of you who are stepping down to let your networks of fellow veterans who live in Scottsdale know that the council will be appointing some new members to the commission. And I'll keep you all apprised of that. And if I learn any specifics, I'll let you know in terms of number of people who've applied.
Okay. Last agenda. This concludes our agenda for this evening. I'll entertain a motion from the commission for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Regal first and Commissioner Stemple seconded. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. This concludes this session. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.